I had big plans for Rome. Since the forecast was for 2 days of rain, I was going to shoot the rain of Rome. I was prepared for black and white, blurry, messy photography, full of wet statues, puddles, people with umbrellas and raincoats. All this mess, this was in my head. So I grabbed my Leica and went to the city center. I decided to start my artistic exploration from the Spanish Steps, since this was a convenient location. And why are they called the Spanish Steps, I'll tell you later in the episode, so stick around. Being my second time in Rome, I was planning to focus more on photography and footage for the episode. Starting with a few shots of the Spanish Steps, I was warming up and I was preparing for the real work in the rain. This time I wanted to incorporate more people in my shots, not to make them the main subject and to be very close to them, but just to add them in the scene, to make it more live and realistic. Not that it's very hard to add people when you're in Rome, because the city is crowded, there's people all over the place, so it's really hard to avoid them. And I tried to take advantage of this fact. Actually, I'm a little bit nostalgic about the times when I was doing street photography, and I'm planning to revive this habit of mine and to start incorporate street photography in my videos as well. But in this video I'm just having my good time in Rome and slowly trying to add a person here and there. When doing street photography, one should be very focused on the people, the scene, the situations, to look for something interesting and for opportunities for something good to happen, and of course to pay attention of your distance to the subject, all the settings of the camera and whatnot. And this time in Rome was not the place to try to do something like that, because I'm still distracted by the city, I'm still amazed and I want to make some nice memories. I was trying to mix both, some photography and some touristic endeavors. I was happy snapping around and I was preparing for the rain, but as you can see in the footage, there was no rain. And I looked at the forecast again and it was saying heavy rain in 1 o'clock, and then it was heavy rain in 2 o'clock, and finally there was not rain at all. And I was miserable because my game plan was ruined, and I'm fragile like that. I lose focus and I'm unable to come up with something fresh out of the box. So I decided to do what I can do best. Walk around and take pictures of everything that catches my eye without pushing myself to some certain theme or some subjects that I'm going to hunt for, because this was going to exhaust me and I was going to be miserable anyway. So I just relaxed and continued my walk. And I don't know about you, but I'm very anxious when I do street photography. I have the feeling that all the people are looking at me at the moment that I put the camera in front of my face, and all the self-doubt and all the thoughts that I'm not doing anything special, I'm just wasting film and I'm just taking boring shots. All this struggle starts to play in my head, and I have to calm down and I convince myself that I'm doing good, everything's fine, just breathe and do what you like, be intuitive, don't try to make a masterpiece or something like that. So drop me a comment if this is something that happens to you as well, if you feel anxious, and how do you handle this. On the second day, after some classic Italian coffee, my wife was going to accompany me for my second walk around Rome. And since we started again from the Spanish Steps, I'll reveal the mystery about their name. It is as simple as that the Spanish embassy is nearby the Spanish Steps. Actually, there is a Spanish square, and since the steps are connecting the square with the church above the steps, the people started to refer to them as the Spanish Steps, but there is nothing Spanish in them at all. For those of you that might have noticed the digital camera, I'll share with you that I'm doing digital pictures as well, and in my previous episode from Vigo, Spain, I was adding some of the digital pictures in the video, and this video didn't perform very well, and I don't know if this is because of the digital media in it or is it just because of the ugly thumbnail. I don't know, but I'm not going to add digital pictures in my episodes because I'll try to keep this channel about film photography. At this point I would like to talk a little bit about Lomo Minitar, the lens that I was using. It's a 32mm lens and it's a perfect focal length for me because it's between the 35, which for me is a bit narrow, and the 28, which on the other hand for me is too wide. I love 28 when I'm trying to capture tall buildings, but when I work on the streets, for me it's very hard to be that close to the person that the 28 will work. I'm a 6'3" tall guy, and when I get too close to somebody and spontaneously put camera in front of my face, everybody is trying to escape and look away or hide or something like that. The fact that this lens has zone focusing is something that is very convenient because I can just slap it at, let's say, 3 meters, and when you close the aperture between 8 and 11, let's say, if you have the ISO speed, you'll achieve a very good depth of field and probably your subject will be in focus. And this is something that is very handy for me. Plus the camera with this tiny lens is very cute setup and is not grabbing a lot of attention. And here's the point to mention that this video is brought to you in association with Dehancer film emulation. Here I tried a chest shot relying on the zone focusing, but the camera speed was too slow, only 100 of a second, and the picture is blurry. A good thing about this lens is that it's coupled with the rangefinder, so I can use the traditional way to focus, which is convenient. And these are the final moments of our walk, and I was in peace with myself that I wasn't fulfilling my initial plan and it was ruined because there was no rain, but I had a good feeling about the pictures, and now when I'm looking at them I'm happy and I have no regrets. So thanks for watching, like, comment, subscribe, share a little bit about your feelings about your photography and process. See you in the next one.